Hensi, and I'm very excited about this podcast. I'm here with Mo from Mastercard. So Mo, just briefly tell us exactly who you are.
Thank you, Henzi. My name's Mohammed, better known as Mo. I look after fintech partnerships for the region. By region, that's Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Based out in Johannesburg, South Africa, our hometown.
Yeah, exactly.
And my job is to really deepen partnerships, literally, with fintechs, which is very non-traditional in our world, but to try and ensure that we create a segment that is fit for purpose across the region.
You know, like I've also seen Visa here, right? But Mastercard is the one that we see most of our clients working with. I have, no offense Visa, but I've never seen one of our clients like work with Visa. Like you guys are not only in the fintech space, but then also the extension of that and the virtual assets. So why are you guys in this space? Why did you feel the need to move from the traditional banking sector into this innovative space, or bring this into yours?
Sure. No, and I'm glad that we're visible. It shows that we're doing something right. But in all honesty, historically Mastercard's been a banking partner, right? We've built this franchise network of over 50 years, and we've partnered with banks. And about 2 or 3 years ago, we said we need to evolve. And we've evolved from this monoline business of only partnering with banks, and we've become this multi-segmented business where we partner with fintechs, retailers, digital giants, basically everyone who touches a payment rail, because financial services is not unique to banks anymore, right? It's telcos, it's fintechs, it's everybody else. So what we've done is we've created an orchestration platform for banks, for fintechs, for everybody. You want to send a payment, Mastercard's been around for over 50 years. Utilize our rails, whether you want to use a card, because that's traditionally been, our bread and butter, whether you want to use a remittance service, an account-to-account service. By partnering with Mastercard, you can send money from A to B using our rails. And that's fundamentally why we are here as well, to demonstrate and showcase to fintechs that, we can support your business. You focus on user experience. You focus on managing your business. In the back end, that's why, because you never really, to your point, you see fintechs working with the likes of Mastercard, but consumers don't really know who Mastercard is, and that's how we want it to be, because we're a B2B business. We sit at the back. We have years of experience. We have security layers that's unmatched, and that's pretty much what we do. Allow payments to be sent from A to B in a safe and secure manner.
So I do agree with adopting technology, right? Or rolling with it in order to, because that's the way we're going to go. You're either going to adopt it, be a part of it, or you're going to lag behind, because it's not going to stop just because, of one person or like one. Anyways, it's a beast. It's growing. But how do you guys do it? Because there's so many, I'm not talking about the technicalities, but there's risks involved, and some of these things are very new ideas. So do you have teams that you set on these things? Like, I want to understand more. If I had a project, how do you guys do it?
No, so behind the brand, behind the Mastercard brand, there's an army of 30 to 40,000 soldiers, right, globally. So we operate across 210 markets globally. We have offices in around 90 odd markets today. So we are a global business, and part of this global brand is we obviously have a sales force, and the sales force is responsible for bringing in new business. But behind that, we've got a regulatory team, and the regulatory team focuses on new regulations, existing regulations, ensuring that our rules match what local market rules are in whatever market that we operate. Mastercard's got to conform to those rules, and the regulatory team is responsible for that. We have a franchise team, and the franchise team is to ensure that any partner that comes into our franchise network. We've got about 20,000 odd partners globally that have joined our franchise network. And their job is to ensure that all those partners adhere to our rules as well as the regulatory rules as well. So you see how it all fits together. And then lastly, because we move money globally, and we just the payment rail, we have an AML team, for anti-money laundering to ensure that from a money laundering perspective, we are all compliant. Everybody within our ecosystem is compliant so that we maintain the integrity of the ecosystem that we operate in. So that is, the army that sits behind Mastercard as well. Now, how do we sort of, partner with you? Or how do we, make things happen? I think very, very simply put, we've got over 3,000-4,000 products in our stable. It's crazy. Products that we've built over the years. Where we don't have products, like for example, to your point, if you're a fintech or any other player and you come to Mastercard and you say, I'm looking for XYZ, and if we don't have it, we partner with fintechs. So we co-create with fintechs. We partner with them saying, hey, we've got an incumbent looking for this specific solution. We have a program called StartPath. We have a program called Engage, and I'll get to that in a bit. And we have a program called Fintech Express. And we go into these repositories and we look for partners that can help us to deliver a service to you. And we've got a number of partners that provide services, whether it's card-based payments, issuing or acceptance, whether it's cybersecurity, whether it is account-to-account payments. We have a network of partners that we can bring to you for support. And that's another way in which we partner with fintechs as well.
Okay, wait. So this is very exciting for me because when I think Mastercard, I think like a payment card, right? Essentially. So if you have all of these other avenues, how can people, okay, number one, how can people access them? Because I want to be able to access them. But then two, I was going to ask you about this, whether you guys have accelerators or incubators or programs, right? Like, where do you find these fintechs? How do you work with these fintechs? How can people then get into, there must be programs like you were mentioning. So maybe we go into those 3 different programs a little bit more.
Yeah. So let me answer your first question.
Too many questions.
I love it. And I'm glad I have the answers for them. So question number 1, you said, how do people find out about our solutions?
Yes.
How do people find out about what we have? I'm going to tell you the website, and I'll tell you why I'm going to tell you the website. Okay. And I know it's a terrible answer.
No, it seems so obvious. But I feel stupid for the question.
No. But it's important that you ask this, right? Yeah. Because historically, Mastercard had a sales force, and we had salespeople going to everybody selling our solutions. What we have done at Mastercard is we've gone from, and we still have salespeople. We're not. That still remains the same, but we have an API first agenda in mind. And when I say API first, we have APIs available, readily available. So you go onto our Mastercard developers platform, and you have access to all our solutions through APIs. So you simply register on the platform, and there's an API that's available for you to embed any of our products or services into your tech stack.
Please don't tell me this has been around for a long time.
It's the Mastercard Developers Platform.
But for how long has this been around?
The Mastercard Developers Platform has been around for at least 3 years.
So I could have been using it for 3
years.
We've
just recently remodeled it. We've just recently remodeled it.
Recently.
Have a look at it. Because, and we're constantly evolving, right? We're constantly making access to our products and solutions and our services easier, to get access to, because the world has changed and we're evolving with the world.
Exactly.
Right? Historically, decisions were made in a boardroom with a bunch of bankers. Okay, and we have nothing against bankers, but historically they would make their decisions on which incumbent to partner with. Now what happens is you have a developer sitting behind a PC, and he goes online and he looks for a specific solution. He tries to see which is the easiest API language he can integrate to, is it Python, whatever it may be. Forgive me, I'm not very technically inclined. But through this API, he then comes back to his senior representatives and say, I think we should go with this party because they offer this API and can get you live on this date, and it's in line with what we have in our tech stack. So decision making has changed. So how do you get access? Mastercard Developers Platform It's very simple,
Wow.
very easy.
And see, I'm glad that you mentioned that because I wasn't aware of it. So I'm wondering how many other people are not aware of it, right?
Correct.
So this is again giving back to the community, spreading awareness. So that
Correct.
was one of the verticals. You mentioned two more.
So then we have.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget.
Yeah. No, cool.
I
So
wanna
so
know
let me answer
everything.
your second question, and that was about the community, that we have. So we
Yes.
have a platform called StartPath.
Oh.
The StartPath platform is exactly that, right? It's where startups can come in. Startups can, we go through a process, a vetting
Sure.
process. Some of the startups, we even, if we like them, if we like the offering that they have, we invest in this,
Okay.
in the business. But what we do is we avail their services to the 210 markets that we operate in. So if there's a bank in Yugoslavia, and I use this
Sure.
as an example, that's looking for a KYC, a digital KYC solution, that bank can partner with a StartPath member that's based in India, as an example, because it's all API first.
Right.
So what that means is that if I'm a fintech providing digital KYC, I become part of the StartPath community, and I have access now to 210 markets of Mastercard banking customers, as an example.
But how do you? I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's an important point. How do you ensure compliance? Because, for example, if I was to engage a virtual KYC team, like you said in India, we have very strict KYC compliance, being an ADGM registered company.
Sure.
So how is that possible then for me to just go find someone on this network and for them to ensure that they adhere to my compliance requirements?
Correct. So we have a vetting process that we
Okay.
go through. So it's not just about partnering with anybody or any fintech on that platform.
Yeah.
Whoever has gone through the vetting process that can provide those capabilities in a Yugoslavian market,
Got you.
those would be selected.
So fine. So there
Okay, yeah.
there would be that caveat
Correct.
that if you're providing it here, like you, because obviously it's your name behind it too, right?
Of
It's not
course.
just like, oh, it's a community, come find one another.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mic was too far away. It's not a community like, oh, hey, come find one another. But it's actually you guys saying, yes, we've looked at this company. We may or may not have invested, but as per our requirements, they're legit.
Correct.
So then, yeah, there would be, your name would be on the line. So then there would be that caveat. Fine.
And in the StartPath community, we provide guidance, we provide tools, we give them access, so that as a startup you don't feel alone. Because as an entrepreneur, the last thing you want to do is feel lonely.
Exactly.
It's a lonely journey. So we provide the necessary support, we provide the tools and the APIs for them to embed, and we give them access to the 20,000 customers that we have globally.
Very good.
Then
Accelerator.
we have this accelerator platform, which is, it's actually called Mastercard Accelerate as well. So
love it.
if you're looking for it online, you just go to look for the Mastercard Accelerate platform. Under there we have what's called an Engage platform, and once again, exactly like the name suggests, if you're looking for a solution, you'll be able to get it through this Accelerate platform, and you have access to multiple fintechs, an ecosystem of partners that you can partner with to deliver whatever service, whatever capability you want to deliver to your consumers. It's all in there.
Very good.
So we're doing a lot of work in this space.
Yes.
And I think we've invested a lot as well, because we really see this as the future of payments.
Yes.
Right? Payments are changing. We've seen it evolved in a lot of markets where consumers today, historically consumers look for trust when trust is important,
Right.
and they still look for trust, but what they also look for is ease and convenience. And if they can find a partner or a banking partner, as an example, that provides them with that ease and convenience and that meets their requirements, they're going to partner with you.
Yes.
Not like in previous years.
Yes. Okay, so my last question for you, now that we've heard all the good stuff, how is Mastercard ensuring that they're not working with scammers or not being associated with any scammers?
It's a very good question. I mentioned that we have our regulatory body, we have
Right.
our franchise body, we have our anti-money laundering body. But, as the world moves into a more digitized world, specifically in the payment space, just last year we processed on our network at least about 45% of transactions were all virtual transactions.
Wow.
Okay, so we're seeing that shift. We're seeing that shift come in. People are no longer using their plastics. They're adopting for wearables like phone, like your watch, and so on. So we've invested a lot in cybersecurity as well. So we have a cybersecurity unit called CNI, Cyber and Intelligence, where we have so many capabilities like Ikata, like Ethica, that ensure that whatever transaction mechanism you use, there's security behind it. Digital KYC, digital identities are very important for us, and that ensures that we don't allow fraudsters that come into the ecosystem, because we want to maintain that integrity of the ecosystem that we helped build for the
Exactly.
past 50 years.
So, Mo, thank you so much.
you.
This has been one of my favorite talks of the day. So,
Thank you. Mine as well. Thank you so much.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure meeting you.